Namaskar. I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News TV. Today is the happiest day in the Indian politics, Bharatiya politics. Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, the candidate of Vice President of Bharat, has been elected our new Vice President of Bharat. He'll be the 14th Vice President of Bharat and will take oath on 11th of August. And another one, the story in the very ruckus in JDU and Bihar politics, many ups and downs, and the ones with his loyalist, RCP Singh, is resigned from the primary membership of the party. Actually, this is the story of the last 2 months. He had to resign from the primary membership, but he was removed from the all post. The two story, biggest story of the day. So I will start from the Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar story. So congratulations, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar ji, as elected as the new Vice President of Bharat. So if you see, he is on comfortably with 5 to 8 votes against Margaret Alva's 182. The voting of which took place today, 10 to 5 at Parliament House. And Dhankar was elected the Vice President this evening. Members of Parliament of both houses voted to elect the next Vice President in an election where NDA candidate Dhankar was pitted against opposition Margaret Alva. BJP-led NDA candidate won the election comfortably with 5 to 8 votes against Mrs. Alba 182. So the voting took place earlier today. Number of votes required to win was 372. 80-year-old Margaret Alva is a Congress veteran, has served as governor of Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, and many union ministries portfolios. While 71-year-old Jagdeep Dhankar is a Jat leader from Rajasthan with socialist background. He was also in Congress sometime. He was also JDU and Janata Dal, not JDU. After that, 89 to 91 he was a member of Lok Sabha, and 93 to 98 he was a member of Legislative Assembly. So Vice President, Prime Minister all just meet and greeted to Vice President-elect Mr. Dhankar. We congratulate him. We also congratulate him, JP Nadda, and in this vote, 70 out of 788, 725 MPs voted, and 34 Trinamool MPs did not vote. Results of 93% polling was recorded in the Vice President election, and more than 50 MPs not citing their franchise. So this is a figure if you see, and 15 votes cancelled. So if you see the after the minus vote and whatever the voted, 710 is the valid vote. So for if your valid vote is 710, so required vote for winning 356, and out of that, the 15 votes are just cancelled, rejected, and so Jagdeep Dhankar got 5 to 8, and Margaret Alva got 182. So if this today, if election is going to happen for the Lok Sabha, obviously the NDA government will come back, Modi government again come back. But this is also by the already predictions by 2024, and you will come again under the leadership of Mr. Narendra Bhai Modi. So this is a equation, and this is a calculation. So if you see Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, all meet Dhankar at residence, Home Minister, Defence Minister, and the Lok Sabha Speaker also visit Dhankar House and greeted him with many MPs, many loyalists. Prahlad Joshi, the decisive, impressive victory. Amit Shah said this will be the new history, and as Mr. Nadda announced the first day, 16th of July, when he just resigned from the governor of West Bengal, the Kisan Putra, he said. So we can understand what does it mean, Kishan Putra. So Accordingly, if you see, Jagdeep Dhankar is a very middle class, lower middle class background from Rajasthan, and he was served as the minister in the Chandrasekhar ministry. And 2019, he was been nominated for the governor, West Bengal. Very controversial story. So I think due to his her anger of Mamta Banerjee, she did not take part uh, in vice president election. And born in 18 May 1951, I schooled in the Sainik School Chittorgarh, then graduated BSc and LLB from University of Rajasthan. He was also former president of Rajasthan High Court Bar Association, and he is Bar Council of Rajasthan, senior advocate, also practicing lawyer and of Supreme Court, and he was member of parliament from Zunzunu, 89 to 91, and 9th Lok Sabha member MLA from Kishangarh, 90 to 98. After that, he was a governor, and 16 July, he nominated Dhankar as the NDA candidate for vice president by Jagat Prakash Nadda ji. And after that, Margaret Alba was the opposition candidate. And many times governors and ministers from INC and the opposition candidate. And 18 July, Dhankar filed a nomination, and Vice President Venkaiah Naidu was greeted like that. So if you see the history of the Vice President, if I just tell you with my experiences, so he is now Jagdeep Dhankar will be the 14th Vice President, because one repeated Mr. S. Sarpalli Radhakrishnan. So this is also some trend, and sometimes in country, many president, vice president became the president of our. So just like the Radhakrishnan, Zakir Hussain, Bibi Giri, and if you see the list, so I can tell you, uh, this is a very uh, 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 you see the list. So I can tell you it depends how you tell. Yesterday, if you see the Radhakrishnan, Zakir Hussain, Bibi Giri, Hazratullah, and all were the vice president. B. Jatti for some times, Hazratullah for the sometimes, and then after Vekat Ramanan, Shankar Dayal Sharma, K. Narayanan, all were the vice president. So became president. Just a moment. Sorry. And if I tell my experiences, seventh vice president, R. Vekat Ramanan, 84 to 87, and after that, he was the vice president. Then after that, he became the president also. So I have seen the work and culture of the Vice President House, Ramaswamy Venkataraman, Shankar Dayal Sharma, K.R. Narayanan, Krishna Kanji, Vera Singh Shekhawat, Muhammad Hamid Ansari, Venkaiah Naidu, now Jagdeep Dhankar. So I can tell you the most popular, most efficient Vice President of country, Vera Singh Shekhawat ji. He owned a large number of margins. So we can understand how he was popular among the opposition also. A nice, you can say 2002 to 7, the great tenure of the vice president. Tall figure, very down to earth. He proposed until he was former chief minister of Rajasthan also, Swayam Sevak, and most controversial vice president. If I tell you, Mr. Muhammad Hamid Ansari. Whatever he has done, the mostly anti-national work, and how he has become due to the Congress support and left support. And he was former IFS during his tenure of the work that was not properly good, mostly posted in the Muslim countries as he was a Muslim. Whatever his was there, and gracefully Venkaiah Naidu has made the many rulings, many stories. Krishna Gandhi was socialist leader, and sometimes he was in depression because he had not made the president. That is also shock point for him, and in between he could not complete the tenure. So Mr. K. Narayanan, I have just covered. So 90 to 97, 97 to 2002, he also just for the president. I traveled, I traveled the uh, most of the countries with as a part of delegation, Dr. Narayanan. He was a nice, actually, he was former journalist, former diplomat, and then former minister, and then became the president. And from the backward class, and very highly widely read person. I was keen to know the every new things always in life. Very simple. Sankardas Sharma also I met. I worked for the Nai Dunya and Bhaskar, then Nai Dunya Chime. So a very spiritual person. Once I remember the reminiscences, if we Ganeshji was just drinking milk, so that was a rumor. How created that was, so he called a press conference at uh, that time when he was president. So I'm okay. Somebody has made the rumors. So he is no more, and was vice president. So also nice person. Many stories there. Venkataraman was a nice person, but also he became controversial in when he was president. Krishnakantji and his wife, Mrs. Suman Krishnakant, was a great social worker, social reformer also. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, the regime was so great and in all. But first time I published a story in our that time paper. Uh, Bhaskar, he is a vice president of Rajasthan or vice president of Bharat. So he reacted that time why he wrote the story. And this is a story. So how many times just in 6 months you record? Always been Rajasthan. Why? Why not other parts of the Bharat? He was a vice president, but he took positively the story, not negatively. He praised the nice story. Hamid Ansari is also some. He has made the very unlawful word cheddar. Many just he created the one person who was assistant. So that time one official he became the joint secretary, OSD, CEO of Rajya Sabha TV. So many uh, uh, work not obey to the rules and regulation. But Venkaiah Naidu tenure is a very nicely and well versed, disciplined way. So I can tell you that now Jagdeep Dhankar is also sober person, very practical person, very interested to meet the people. So I'll just ask Jagdeep Dhankar ji what Bhairav Singh Shekhawat say. Protocol is not for me. Protocol is not made for me. I'm not for protocol. Protocol is not made for me. So I think always open the vice president house for anyone can go and meet. That should be, I think, the house of president, vice president, prime minister should be open for the any citizen, any public of the country, and you can go and meet. Then you can say this is the governance of the people. So I can tell you, just greet to the Dhankarji with our global governance group from our all team, for newly elected Vice President of Bharat and Congress. And time of break. After break, I'll just talk you another story about the RCP Singh. Is really bringing the controversy and controversial person in the JDU and Bihar now. Welcome to break. Now, a story of RCP Singh, well-known name, a known face of the Bihar politics, bureaucracy to politics. Once he was a bureaucrat, he was a servant, public servant, and now become the leader. Leader is also called the public servant, but he himself he is more than ever with the all power, superpowers, due to Mr. Nitish Kumar. How just mostly bureaucrats managed to get in the seat in politics. Now, so many bureaucrats in the politician. Hardeep Puri is there in this ministry, Modi ministry. Mr. Jaysankar was a bureaucrat. Mr. R.K. Singh was a bureaucrat. One Satpal Singh was there from the elected from Mumbai. Now he is no minister. And long list, if you see like that. But how the bureaucrats is always success in politics, that is different story. But the story of Mr. R.C.P. Singh and Nitish Kumar, if you see like that, how he resigned from the Janata Dal and the party sent notice after party sent a secret reply on corruption allegations. Today, this is the big news. Janata Dal United issued a so-called notice to RCPC over discrepancies in the immovable property, then was to file a reply at the earliest. So how is the thief behaves like that? He just behave like that. When a thief caught the red-handed, he just behaved like that. Whatever he behaved by the RCPC, he should face the inquiry. He should reply the allegations. Now he's accusing the Janata Dal. This is the drowning boat, steamer. A complaint has been received with the evidence of the two associates of Nalanda district Janata Dal U when it was mentioned the discrepancy in movable properties registered from 2013 to 12 in his name RCCP Singh and that family was noticed. If you see, I'll say some papers. This is a complete letter of sets. This is a papers that I'm just trying to show you. The long list of all the list name of the properties. How had anybody deny it? So the letter held by Bihar CM Nitish Kumar saying he has been working on zero tolerance policy for corruption or as directed. Uh, the party expect you immediately submit a reply with your clear opinion, point by point, and the points of complaint. The letter concluded. Former Uttar Pradesh cadre IS officer R.C.P. Singh had owned the Nitish Kumar Trust while on the central deputation in the late 90s, when his political mentor was Union Minister. Singh had taken VRS to 2010 to join politics, just as a great loyalist of Nitish Kumar. Before that, he was a PS2, Mr. Beni Prasad Barma. He was from the UP. He was a telecommunication minister. And then after that, RCP Singh, when the Nitish Kumar Rail Minister, he was a PS. After that, when the Nitish Kumar became CM, he's a principal secretary. In first 5 years, as chief minister. And last year, Nitish Kumar chose to step down as party national president, and RCP seemed to be on roll, replacing his patron and clinching his cabinet berth in center also. However, turned the RCP accepted ministerial post without the consent of. This is a different story, I'll tell you, but how he is given the general secretary, he was given post of the national president, he was given post the all whatever he was not deserving, but he was given due to just courtesy. This is the kindness of Nitish Kumar. But how he behaved, this is a great story. So it is called, it turned down out the RCP Singh as a ministerial post without the consent of Nitish Kumar, who has opposed BJP policy of the token representative allies. The Bihar chief's unhappiness became the evident soon. RCP Singh was asked to give up the party chief post, denial about the Rajya Sabha term, Mdocho lost his cabinet berth, and many party leader persons close to being booted out. So this is a matter of the great concern, and how just announcement and how that now he is just resigning. This is shameless work by the Nitish Kumar. I think uh, uh, inquiry should be established by Nitish Kumar against the all letters. And that is also a point. So how it will happen, and and how it will be done. So I think if you see what will happen, why Nitish Kumar party is done against him, there will be so many repercussions. So I think he'll be just now alone in party, but he is no more in party. But trying to be the BJP. I think BJP will not take him as now he's controversial person. As also BJP as advocate zero tolerance policy, and in which already his uh, stature and all the uh, uh, work will be not recognized as and so I think this is the now. I think he's finished now, but how he'll be come up from the and now he's just criticizing due to jealously. I've been removed. So how can you say like that with the jealousy and all? I could not get it. So this is a matter of great concern for everybody. After if you asking uh, no cure for jealousy, he is saying. So how can you say like that? You have to quit the Janata Dal after a series of snaps from the party boss, who was an since took part in Narendra Modi cabinet last year without a consent, and to leave the birth last month of the JDU denied and the term Rajya Sabha. There is conspiracy against me and I becoming a minister. Said former IS officer was the national person JDU. There is no cure of jealousy. Now attacking Nitish Kumar. This is a really shameless people, thankless people, selfish people. He should not talk like that. He was nothing and what he was given. He has two daughters. Lipi Singh is IPS from 2016 batch, and Lata Singh is a lawyer, and many properties name of her daughter also, his wife also. So apparently deal with the BJP leadership by passing him. Relation between two parties, the partners in Bihar's ruling lines, have not been particularly cordial lately. He made an announcement he resigning from party membership at his village in Nalanda, and he has been camping over past few days to strengthen his base. Latest now in the earlier week, JDU sought a reply from Singh on properties acquired last 9 years. This came day after the video emerged, which are supporting present amid slogans. He will become the chief minister. So they have made a big deal about the slogans. What's wrong with some people raising slogan? Just cannot tolerate such a things. So we can deny the party allegation. There are irregularities in the property deals. This property belonged to my wife and other dependents when paying the due tax in 2010. Before the what? You have to reply. An investigation should be established how he's trying to behave, as I think. And in June, he has been evicted out the spacious bungalow in Patna VIP zone since the relation from PM Modi cabinet. So many stories there. So the politics of the Bihar will be the race again, and what will happen, we'll see how it will be go uh, for the BJP JDU government also. So this is the big news for the uh, party and for Bihar, and I hope it will be something effect on the Nitish Kumar as well as the government also. Hope, hope for the new story with the new development. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.